Namaste. Welcome and greetings. I am Magick. It's gonna stop a virus. No. This
Got y'all listening now. Some witchcraft for that ass. Too late to turn away. Abracadabra and all that good shit. Yo. Hocus pocus, got you focused on my rhyme. Simply easy, now I'm eating couch potatoes, I recline. No, I'm joking as I'm toking power puffs at Pokeos. Till my town and villa filled with ganja smoke, you know the dope. Coming out my pipes, talking about the bones in my throat. With the mic, I'm casting curses every night, you know the scope. Got my spells handy. You may call it the phone, but when I'm done reciting, you'll give me the keys to the throne. Then I'll take my keys to go home. Didn't say I was done. While rush to end it all, it feels amazing to have won. I'm not planning to ball, but why not take the chance to stunt? No, I don't need it all. Can think for thing I don't want. Do I worship the sun? Or sold my soul for the tongue? Or dead since I was young? Or got some voodoo done?
Namaste, Namastizzle, peace, many blessings, shalom. What's up? Greetings. How's everybody doing? On this day of Mars, October 28th, 2025. And we got 4 days left for Halloween. What's up, peace guy? How you doing, man? Peace, good to see you. Namaste to the missus. Yeah, what's going on? I hope that y'all had a great weekend. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope that you were able to take advantage of the 31 days of Halloween. Got your rituals in, got your movie watching in, everything for Halloween. I think I've watched pretty much everything that I needed to. I done seen Trick or Treat, I think maybe 3 times this month. I done seen The Shining at least 10 times. That is no lie. I've seen that movie. I don't know. Last year, what they did, they picked one movie to show over and over again. And this year it was that movie, The Shining. Last year it was Nightmare on Elm Street. But anyway, what's going on, people? What's up, Ultra Instinct? How you doing, my brother? The first is almost here. The first is going to be Saturday, and chaos is already commencing. Government still shut down, and there's a lot of shit going on, y'all. A lot of shit. I feel like we we don't hold each other accountable as a community. If you notice, my somber tone is because it's just like all I can sense is panic in the community. You got to realize that, although there are a lot of people on food stamps and SNAP, EBT, and whatever, the majority of the people, and it has always been Caucasian people. You know what I mean? But of course, we make every fight our fight. They even has gone so far as to say, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was Michi X, either Michi X or the Crimson Cure. One of those two ladies did a live within the past couple of days showing that Black women are talking about they're going to steal. If they cut off the food stamp benefits, that they were, I mean, the dumbest thing you can do is announce that you're going to do that. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all remember Khalid Muhammad on Phil Donahue, and he was trying to goad him into telling him what the battle plans were. And Khalid eloquently responded. He said, "No wise general goes into battle, before the world and discuss, battle techniques." He said, "I don't think that would be wise." You know what I'm saying? But I haven't watched the whole show, but craziness is just doesn't quite get it. Do I think it's a psyop? I don't know. looks that way to me, but who am I, right? Hey, what's going on, Classy Jewel? How are you? Peace, Portia. How are you? How's the family? Death and rebirth, right on time. You already know this shit is orchestrated. I knew you would say that, though. If anybody was going to say that, I knew Ultra Instinct would say that. What's going on, y'all? They hitting the stores in my city. Are they really? See, this has already started. This has already started. So, oh man, it is just absolutely insane what's going on. But yeah, there you go. They're just gonna be walking in traps, pretty much. Like this. Those of you, I like to say all the time that I think the world of my audience, the viewers that I have, because I think y'all are so intelligent. I'm not just saying that. I really truly do mean that. So y'all already know what this is. You know, when did telling on yourself become a trend? Right. You know what I'm saying? It's just like they brag about it too. Welcome to the Terror Dome. All right. Um, this is the live. Okay, so yeah, it's the Crimson Cure. She's the one who did a live on it, and it might have been maybe yesterday. Yeah, it was 23 hours ago. The Crimson Cure did this video. I'm only gonna play a part of it because, like I said, I haven't seen it yet. But check this out.
Because we're going to talk about the people who have been taking advantage of the system and things of that nature, because this conversation is a bit more multifaceted than I think we as the Black community are seeing it. Because many of us are seeing this only from a ha ha ha, we told y'all, now y'all got to get off of food stamps.
Yeah.
Aspect.
Yeah. Pretty much. Pretty much. But
okay.
I think she shows a clip, y'all. Yeah.
There's that aspect. The other problem, though, is that you can't tell people they can't eat. You can't tell people that they cannot eat. You can't tell people that. I don't care how they were getting food. If it was legal, the way that they were obtaining food. Let me see.
One Walmart worker says she's going to tell on people.
Grip, stability, precision. That's the essence of driving.
YouTube didn't have commercials. Yes. After a string of people bragged they'd shoplift if their food stamps got cut off, a Walmart...
Because you better come up in here and steal from the Wally world because you ain't getting no food stamps. I'm going to call the police on you. I'm going to call. They're on speed dial. I'm going to call them expeditiously. I don't care. I don't...
Donald motherfucking Orange Man J. Trump. I'm going to tell you just like this. What the fuck you mean? Who ain't getting that goddamn food stamps in goddamn November? Because I'm getting my goddamn shit. I don't know about the rest of you motherfuckers, but I'm getting my shit. Because I'm going to tell you just like this on Jesus Lamar motherfucking Christ. I will be at motherfucking Walmart with my steel toes on and my motherfucking helmet, and I dare a bitch try to stop me from walking out that motherfucking store with my groceries. Baby, I'm 250 pounds solid. Baby, you want to see a human motherfucking bulldozer, baby? Because that's what the fuck I'm going to turn into. If you think you going to stop me from leaving out that goddamn store with my motherfucking monthly groceries that I get every goddamn month, I ain't bothering no goddamn body, okay? Why the fuck is y'all bothering me and my goddamn food? I'm just so tired of his big back, bald head, cradle cap having ass. Shaped like a motherfucking penguin any motherfucking way, albino motherfucking walrus looking ass. I'm sick of him. Like Donald motherfucker.
I'm gonna tell y'all straight up like this. I just got that text that the link is definitely cut the fuck off for November. Y'all better stay the fuck out of my way in these stores. I'm walking out with carts and I'm not paying for shit. Trump, if you want motherfuckers start looting, what's gonna happen? Before my kids go broke in this bitch like Jock, I'm gonna be stealing like it ain't no tomorrow. I am going to go in that store, get everything I get regularly. I'm going to bag my shit up, swipe my link card. As soon as that bitch say, ain't no pending balance on there, I'm going to walk the fuck out. And I'm going to have one of my cousins with me that'll punch your ass so hard you going to think a Jet 2 holiday hit your bitch ass if you think I ain't finna walk out that stuff. And please follow me to that motherfucking car. If you feeling motherfucking froggy, bitch, you ain't going to make it back to your motherfucking position at that fucking Walmart store. I'm telling you. You want to take some link? Like, I don't be taking shit already. Watch this. It's okay.
You already know what it is. I don't know what to say. NASA telling folks the big ass comet the size of Florida headed straight to us. Like, oh my God. I forgot about that, but thanks for mentioning that. Yeah, it's all kinds of psych ops, y'all. I mean, it is what it is. Just wait until more of the economy shuts down. The people have been warned of this since 9/11, and today is even 119. You're dealing with mindless zombies. Indeed. That's exactly what you're dealing with. And now, anybody who dares call out this behavior, and this is why I named this live, we have to start holding the community accountable. Anybody who dares to call out ratchet behavior, ignorant behavior, just sorry ass behavior, gets attacked. Anybody who does it. And I noticed that more sisters are actually calling out the ratchet behavior, the hoe behavior, the twerking. More sisters are coming forth and saying, yo, y'all, this not it. You know what I'm saying? We used to have respect for ourselves. You know what I mean? And don't let a man say, anything that's not praising them. They will come after them. They came after Felicia Rashad. They came after who else said something recently? I think it was it Kelly Price? I think India Irie has spoken out. There are some celebrities who are just speaking out and they coming after them. You know what I mean? So, like Hip Hop Elevation said, you're dealing with mindless zombies. So it is what it is, y'all. Peace, Mooney. How are you? Just keep in mind, Bobby said the sheep are a force field for us to get our work done. I like that. I totally like that. You're absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Let's see. What do we have here? That plus then you got AI taking over everything, taking a whole bunch of jobs. Jesus, man. And AI ain't even close to being, even remotely perfect. It is so flawed. A high school student was handcuffed after an AI security system mistook a bag of Doritos for a gun on school property. Did y'all hear about that one? Check this out right here. AI did this.
Crumpled up the bag and put it in his pocket.
20 minutes later, there was like 8 cop cars.
that came pulling up to us. They started walking towards me with guns, talking about get on the. I was like, what?
Last year, Baltimore County High Schools started using a gun detection system that uses artificial intelligence to help detect potential weapons by tapping into existing school cameras. The system can identify a possible weapon and then send an alert to the school safety team and law enforcement.
I was just holding a Doritos bag. They said it looked like a gun.
They said a Doritos bag looked like a gun. This is AI, y'all. This is AI at work. And remember, AI only can put out, it is artificial. It has no consciousness of its own, not yet anyway. And so it can only do what it's programmed to do, like your computer, your laptop, for example. There's nothing in the laptop that is original. It's everything that you put in and program into your computer. You see what I'm saying? There's nothing original that the computer thought of. See what I mean? What's up, Derek with the spoon? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. AI. This is what AI did. All right. So you got to understand or ask yourself, why would a bag of Doritos look like a gun? A bag of Doritos? Really? Okay. Whatever you say. Don't forget, money spells, they still work. You're gonna have to find other ways to hustle. Jobs are going away like crazy. And I noticed that the only real stat that they put out was that I think it was 300,000 Black women lost their jobs. 300,000. That's the stat that they put out. They focused on the systems. When I interviewed Azazel Bey a couple years ago, he said this. He said that more than likely the melanated race was going to go extinct. He said specifically Black men will probably be going. He said Black women would be here, but Black men will be going extinct. That's what he said, more than likely. I'm paraphrasing. I'm not quite agreeing with that. I mostly agree with the things he says, but I'm not quite agreeing with that because it seems to me that everywhere you look, melanated women are the targets. That's what it seems to me. I could be wrong, but that's what it seems like to me. Remember I was saying that I was watching those cam videos, those body cam videos? I stopped watching those. Okay, that was disturbing my peace because I'm so sick of the ignorant, ratchet behavior. I'm so sick of seeing just Black women being showcased and saying the same script. You know what I mean? So I think, honestly, melanated women are the targets. I really, really think that's the target. I could be wrong. Remember, I always say I don't know everything, but that's what it looks like to me. What's up, Brother Moore? No, you ain't too late. I started late, as a matter of fact. Nikki, love, peace, fam. How are you? Thought that was interesting. They only put numbers. Exactly. I thought it was interesting. I thought, why would they only focus on the Black women and how many jobs they lost? Supposedly, Caucasians outnumber everybody. Supposedly. I've never agreed. I never bought into that statistic. I never bought into that. Like, they've lied about everything. They've lied about Africa being smaller than the United States. That's the shit they used to show us when they would show us world maps. They would show Africa as this little bitty place and the United States is this big old place when it couldn't be further from the truth because Africa is a continent. You know what I'm saying? Psychological mind control. Peace, Michael Surratt. What's up? Yep. Dang. Money spells, like I said, they work. I put a book in Patreon that y'all can check out if you are subscribed to me. Money spells like this one I put out before. If it involves angels, remember you got to do it every day. Try to do it at the same time every day. Okay, real simple. You just need a glass of water or wine, candlelight. a tea light candle, and you say this in the name of Yahoo Adonai Sabaoth by the power of the names, and then you say these angel names here. I, your name, your son, daughter of your mother's name, servant of Yah, call upon and conjure thee, spirit Fuel, which is one of those Olympic spirits, by the holy messengers and all the disciples of Yah, by the 4 holy evangelists and the 3 holy men of Yah, and by the terrible and most holy words, Abriel, Fibriel, Zada, yada, yada, yada. The whole spell is here. You can probably screenshot this. Okay, please accept my offering of water and wine. I call upon the angelic host to guide me into actions that will bring me great fortune, money, and prosperity. I ask for immediate financial relief. So be it. It is done. Amen. Amen. Selah. Very simple Kabbalistic spell using angel names. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's all you need. Concentration. I've simplified this to the very simplest it can get. Okay. All right. Like I was saying though, holding each other accountable. There was a woman who used to follow me. She used to be a regular on here. It was a couple years ago. And I noticed that every time she said something, or I would get into say something like about the gender war, she would always say how tired of she is about men, this and men. She was always men biased. So I pulled her to the side privately and asked her to stop doing it. I did it politely and I did it privately. You know, next thing I know, I have not seen her since. You know what I mean? It offends people, you know, but my point was we're here for healthy discussions, not to bash one or one or the other of the genders. There's enough of it going around, you know. So I asked her not to do this on the channel, and she's gone. That's perfectly fine. But getting offended and getting into your feelings and the emotions is not going to help a damn thing. You know what I mean? We already got enough going against us. We already have so many obstacles to overcome. See what I mean? But here's another one, what I was talking about, holding each other accountable, because they tried to cancel this woman here also.
Support of a massive group that participates in ratchet behavior and ratchet thinking. Now, white, Asian, and Hispanic, they got ratchet people, but you had to go away from the group to do that. They don't house you. They don't nurture that. The Black community, the massive group accepts it and nurtures it. It's totally backwards. Rather than sending the ratchets away, the massive Black groups bring the ratchets. There's a safe space for them. When they're confronted, you look like the minority because you are the minority that confronts that culture, and they're the majority. This is the only group, this is the culture where the ratchets has the power socially. The nerds, the high value minded people. When I'm talking about high values, I'm talking about pro-social values, generosity, respect, honor, faithfulness, kindness. I'm talking about community. High values your way of being. The people like us, we in the Black community are the rejects. In other groups, the ratchets are the rejects. In other groups, that's for entertainment for them. They go home doing the right thing. The smart people are elevated because they know you're the key to our progress. In our group, the smart ones are rejected and they think you trying to oppress them. It's interesting. You're so backwards. You think we're trying to oppress you. We're trying to free you.
That young lady right there was definitely preaching on this. And I'm going to have her information listed below in the description for you guys to follow her as well. But this is something that is very important that goes on that we really need to sit back and think about. Even though the ratchet culture is popular worldwide, and in terms of the caricature that is displayed amongst other cultures, that is supposed to be a reflection of the black community, but it's definitely something that's praised, right? Other cultures use it as entertainment and to make fun only. And as she says, when you try to talk white or speak properly or whatever, you're considered corny, you're considered bougie, or you're too good. But the ratchet stuff is always going to be popular. That's why that's all you see is women using the music and showing their asses and the wigs and the body and twerking and trying to get as naked as possible, when you typically don't see that. And it's unfortunate, bro. It's unfortunate. And as she says, that you do have these small subcultures, but it's frowned upon by the elders. The ass shaking, all that other stuff is frowned upon. And that's why they call it you're acting black. You're trying to be black. You're trying to do this. You're adopting these ways that aren't of us. That's why and I was having this conversation the other day, when you move to America, black American culture is so popular, right? It's so popular that everyone else wants to copy it. And they're like, oh no, don't be doing that around here. Oh no, this, that, and the third. And the women who do this, fellas tell you, that's not what I want to wife up at the end of the day. That's not the type of woman that I want to take home to mom. This woman is on display on the internet, right? All the sexy reds and all this stuff like that, it's on display. The Glorillaz, all these, right? Buns, the Cardi B's, buns. That's all you see. Buns, 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 buns everywhere. And it's almost synonymous with prostitute culture, with 304 culture, even though you have some on the other side of the fence, right? With other races. But I don't think none of them has looked as bad as in the black culture. And I hate what it's become, because there are tons of intelligent people who are afraid to show their intelligence for fear of being judged. But you have to break away from that. Just like there's a couple videos that I've done recently, but I just recorded one earlier about the brothers who are considered nerds, the ones who at Afrotech, the ones who are in tech, right? All these guys who are doing well for themselves, who are into different things, who are into anime, who are into rock, other alternative music styles. And they're looked at, oh, I can't deal with that. And then when they go venture off with a white woman, you call them a sellout. When he's not who you should choose. You want the same type of ratchet dude. You want the same type of hood dude, because for some reason it's popular. He has edge, unlike the regular dude who's going after his education, who wants to stay out of trouble, who doesn't care about being a street dude. He may be from the streets, but he's not a street dude.
That was me right here. That was me completely. You know, I'm from North Philadelphia. I'm from the streets. I'm not of the streets. I've never been in the streets, of the streets like that. You know, I wasn't in and out of jail. I like books, comic books, anime, you know, rock music. Everything that he said, that was me. You know what I mean? My personality has not changed. I have never once cared what people thought of me. It still applies to this day, you know. And for the most part, those street dudes, those thugs, in and out of jail or dead, or have just on the corner still doing the same shit when we were fucking teenagers, drinking 40s, getting high, and living day to day, and just about nothing. You know what I mean? I am too classy, Joe. I'm so tired of the gender wars. I mean, I have gotten it. It is so tired. You know, it doesn't depict reality. They try to act like black men don't like black women, but that's not what I see when I go. Exactly. Peace, Bobby L. What's up? Just finished getting a rundown on Sawan. I'm sorry. Diana Nichols. Hey, peace and blessings. I never liked street nigga culture. I know that's right. Me either. You know what I mean? Me either. But like I said earlier, when you speak out about ratchet behavior and how it's counterproductive, you are labeled as corny. Michael B. Jordan, who's one of the most successful black actors out right now, I think he was one of those dudes. He was considered corny growing up. And this woman interviewed him that went to school with him, you know, and Michael called her out on her behavior back then. You got to see this interview. It's a short interview, but, you know, she ended up looking really stupid. You see what I mean? But anyway, you're probably tired of hearing me saying, I'll say it again. Raise your vibrations, raise your spirituality, read books, spiritual books, do spells. I mean, even if you don't like the grimoires that I put out, I mean, you still got Bible spells out there. You know what I mean? If I remember this book, William Alexander Orebello, Bible spells obtain your every desire by activating the secret meaning of hundreds of biblical verses. I always give alternatives for people who just don't want to get into this like that. You know what I mean? There's alternatives, okay? Like this book. And he says, at one time, the world was filled with magic. Ancient man saw magic in every aspect of his daily life. Everything was infused with sacred significance. The rising of the sun and moon, the wind that brings the rain, every rock, tree, river, and mountain was imbued with spirit. In those early days, religion and magic were inseparable. Magic was the way that man could interact with the gods and try to control an uncontrollable universe. The origins of magic were derived from necessity and desire. The necessity to live another day and the desire to better understand the mysteries of the world. And today, magic is generally condemned by most major religions. Interesting. The King James Version of the Bible has the famous translation, "Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live." And Saul is rebuked by God for seeking advice from a diviner who could contact spirits. In the New Testament and later theology, it is thought that all seeming magic is actually powered by demons, making it even more unacceptable. Thus, magic was seen as taboo throughout much of the Middle Ages. I believe I shared this book in my Patreon, you know. So if I haven't and you're a member, just let me know. I'll put it back in there. Don't forget the 4 agreements. I'm just going over old stuff that I've gone through already. The 4 agreements, you know what I'm saying? Which is be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personal. Don't make assumptions. I like how people assume I'm going to like certain movies. I like how people assume I want them in my inbox. I can keep going with that one. But the last one is always do your best. You know what I mean? Another one is Anna Riva. If we're talking about occult information, she's one of the best. She's no longer with us. But Secrets of the Magical Seals, this is one of the classes that I teach. Okay, it's called Talismans and Seals. I have a whole class on this. This is one of the best books. This is why I teach out of this particular book, Secrets of Magical, because there's like seals for everything in here. Astrological, black magic, Chinese, days of the week seals, Egyptian symbols, Gnostic seals, hex signs, Islamic, Japanese, magical tables, magic squares, power prayers, power squares, seals from the 6 and 7 books of Moses, one of the most underrated occult grimoires that exists, the 6 and 7 books of Moses. Seals of the seasons, Solomon, the spirits, shields of the saints, symbols of the planets, voodoo, veves, and white magic seals. It's a great book. All right. I also I teach the ATRs in one of my classes. I gave a public service announcement yesterday about the magic classes because people kept coming to me asking me, you know, in the ATRs, I'm sorry. The class on servitors is why I teach out of this particular book called The Dark Arts of Tarantula. All right, you're not gonna find this book anywhere. I got it from Brother Moloch. So this is not for sale anywhere. I promise you, I've looked. Other people have looked. You know, the method of creating an artificial spirit is great in here. This is one of the books. So that's why I teach out of this book, and I also give this book out. Okay. My boys chose the block. I chose graffiti. Got me out the hood. My niggas even accepted it. Yeah. Also, they will say I'm participating in respectability politics if I speak about carrying yourself like a lady or dressing modestly. Damn. You know what I mean? And like I said, I am seeing an increase of sisters coming forth like, ladies, look, maybe these people are right. Maybe we need to do something about it. We need to hold each other accountable. This whole culture is not it. It really is not it. You know what I mean? Respectability politics, huh? That's crazy. Love the Four Agreements. I need to reread it. Yes, that book can't be spoken about enough. All right. All Saints Day having been moved to November 1st, an example of religion organizations trying to convert people. All Saints Day was used to replace Samhain, which was from 31st of October evening to 1st November evening. Yeah. Huh. Interesting, Bobby. Thanks for that. Also, banish the bill spells that I gave out. That works. I've had success stories. People coming to me telling me that, hey, Magic, that spell, that I'm seeing results from it. Like, great. In case you've never seen it before, this is that. Banish the bill spells. I'm just trying to give alternatives, y'all. So, because what are you going to do? Black candle, your sign candle is the color of your astrological sign. You need a gray candle, black candle, your astrological sign candle, some kind of Saturn type incense. You can Google that. Some kind of banishing powder, the Xerox copies of all your bills, a red magic marker, and as the moon wanes on a Saturday, you follow these instructions. What you're doing is petitioning Hecate. I might be the only person who says her name that way. I know a lot of people say Hecate. I've been saying Hecate for a long time, so it's whatever this goddess name is. So, yeah, instructions are not hard. You just need a little bit of concentration and some grit. You know what I mean? Not hard. Not hard at all. Try it. See if it works. Banish the bill spell. Okay. What's up, Lloyd? How are you? We usually say Hecate. Yeah, everybody says Hecate. I've always said Hecate. Hecate, tomato, tomato. That's the way I see it. And then Bobby says this about the financial trap. If you've never seen this particular Bobby video, here's what he says.
But consumer programming, using 12 monkeys as a metaphor, he says, society conditions people to believe their worth is tied to money and consumption.
Y'all hear that?
Drawn from the Kabbalah, he argues that the intruder manufactures luxury as a trap, keeping original people confused and constantly buying year after year as a form of mental control. Before desegregation, he notes, communities had less but owned more of their lives. Now, full house, empty mind has replaced wisdom with clutter. His point, true freedom isn't in what you buy, it's in what you think and control in your own mind. Let's check this clip out.
Could you use up to $800? Find it at BioLife. Up to $800 is waiting for you. Just
the empire has changed, but from the outside, it just shines a little more. And we have all become consumer machines. That's why the movie, the movie 12 Monkeys told you, you ain't shit not unless you consume. Not unless you got some money to buy something, you ain't.
You know what else movie says this? They Live, which they constantly show. You know what I mean? Constantly. They Live with Roddy Piper. All right. If you've never seen this movie before, shame on you. I'm sorry. I'm judging and I'm criticizing on that one. They Live shows exactly what's going on. You know. And remember, when he put on the glasses, he could see. Even on the money, it says, "This is your God. Consume, obey." All these subliminal messages on the billboards, on the newspapers, everywhere you look, there were subliminal messages. All right. And don't forget, Josie and the Pussycats. I constantly mention that movie about how it goes through music as well. And they exposed the music industry in that particular movie too. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think they must have slowed down the rate of this particular clip of Bobby because it does not look like him. It barely sounds like him. I know it's him, but whatever they did is just fucking with my Virgo mind. You know what I mean? But it's Bobby though. You know what I'm saying? But listen to what else Bobby says here.
And that's his policy. But the Kabbalah says that he's got the original people in confusion, and they have an incontinuance towards learning because the intruder, the white man, causes luxury.
You hear that?
We all want to get paid to ultimately live, to buy shit from downtown. And remember, we never get on top of buying shit. He always gonna have some new stuff for us to buy every damn year. And that is a part of the damn slavery. So like I said, before desegregation, we had everything. We just didn't have the money. But remember this saying, small house, empty house, full mind. Full house, empty mind. More is not necessarily better. It's just more shit.
Right.
So when you gotta move, you gotta throw away more shit.
Right. Your worth, your value is tied to how much money you have, what new Jordans you have, what new iPhone you have. You know, if you are a YouTuber, how many subscribers you have. Okay. This is how people determine, this is how they judge your worth. You see what I mean? They think more is better, and that's absolutely untrue. Right? We had less in the 60s. Yet as a community, we were like this, we were tight. And this is why they had to break us up. It has led us all the way to here. It has led us all the way to here. And the chaos that they have created in our communities and beyond, the chaos that they have created now. Y'all saw the video on the Crimson Cure of these melanated sisters acting out about food stamps. You know what I mean? You become, I did a live called Become a Chameleon. You adapt. What does a chameleon do? It adapts. Learn from nature. Learn how animals adapt to their surroundings. Learn how animals survive. Okay? Learn how they survive. You can learn so much by studying nature. So much. Right? Exactly. Exactly. They got him looking like Biggie. That's why I was like, that disturbed me, but I was listening to what he was saying. The message still hit. Exactly. Less is more. Exactly, Bobby. And I was like, who is that? Right. They Live was my favorite movie as a kid. Watched it a few months back with my girl. I watched it a couple weeks ago again. You know, Shout out to Starman Media. That's your boy Zoe. Okay, so you know him. All right, cool. I learned to be okay with not being shit if it means tricking off money for validation. Damn, that's deep right there. You know what I'm saying? Validation don't mean shit. It really don't. Especially in this age of social media. People are going on TikTok and they're doing dumb shit. Everybody's doing dumb shit. And this is why I stay away from TikTok. Everybody's doing dumb shit just to be seen. I see what you did there. The SNAP recipients have SNAP because they're fixing to lose the benefits. So you adapt. You know what I mean? Adapt. In Azazel Bay's comic book, excuse me, the second one, self-induced curses is one of the pages, right? Your ego thinks that some great magician is after you and want to harm you because you are so important that he will spend all that effort, time, and repercussions just on you. I love his Virgo way of saying things. You have internal curses that you put upon yourself, and those negative energies will use the energy of people who does have negative thoughts or doesn't like you to strengthen your self-curse. Use the guardian angels internalized in your right brain to battle your ego curse, which could be based on trauma. Use the Magick Psalm 94 as your spirit guide. All the evil in the Bible are your own evil thought forms that you manifest, whereas all that is possible is the I am within the right brain or your God mind. Okay? The archons, there are black devils. Whoever wants to see Satan should look at, I can't read this. He was a sturdy black man with long flowing hair, inflamed eyes, and dark ruddy cheeks. This is from the Quran. The prophets say the most hateful among the creation of Allah is one black man among them. One of his hands is like the feet of a goat or the nipple of the breast. Okay. This is just about, black devils right here. Okay. I used to call myself a color that I was not until I started studying colors and the history of color. Based on that information, I challenged myself to break the mind control program that I was taught. Then I realized that those that used that term acted out like some type of animal, and I also found that they hate themselves. I began to study closely and found that Black Power was used as a suicide and assassination program, as well as a type of trickster, something like Black Lives Matter. If I were you, I would never use that term to describe myself again because you call on those DNA imprints that open up low self-worth. I remember filling out an application for a job and it asked your race, and under Black it said of Negro stock. And then I noticed that under all the others terms, it described my history. So I checked off white, which said of North African descent. I got the job, but when they called me, I already had another job. Deprogramming. If a person is still using the term Black to describe himself or herself, go to the mirror and look at yourself, then say to yourself, why am I having such a hard time breaking this program? Say this 3 times in a row. By doing this, you allow your intelligence to delete the low self-worth. You know what I mean? It is. I still refuse to say that I'm Black. I just don't say that. Everyone being forced to adapt. Change is inevitable. Hard to watch. Is disgusting how Black people act on. Exactly. I avoid it like the fucking plague. I do not. I have a TikTok, but I stay far away from it. What's up, Wolverine? Thank you. Thank you so much. Original definition of Black is pale. Who does that describe? Thank you. They even said it in the movie Malcolm X. When he was teaching Malcolm in jail, he said what the term Black meant. And yet, with all this information, with a constant computer in your possession every single day, people still are calling themselves Black. I don't say Black. It slips every now and then, but I do not call myself Black. Denise Alvarado, I'll switch gears like really quick. Denise Alvarado put out a book also of Black Herman, the great magician Black Herman, who people still have not really heard of. This book right here, Secrets of Magic, Mystery, and Legerdemain. All right, not just illusion, but actual, real deal occultism in here also. Okay, she put out a book for 50 cents, his dream book. All right, dream book. I think I have it up. Yep, I do. Black Herman's dream book. In this, how to interpret a vivid dream. I'm going to show part of this. Be in good health and sound mind. The system is not for dreams clouded by drink, drugs, or delirium. Recognize the visit. If you experience a vivid dream, consider a message from an angel meant just for you. Recall the most vital detail. Upon awakening, identify the central symbol, image, or moment that stood out in your dream, amplified it, and consult the dream book. Okay, heed the warning, embrace the promise, act with purpose. That's according to Black Herman. That is Black Herman's dream book. Denise Alvarado and Benjamin Rucker is a great book. Please support Denise. She puts out so much great information on New Orleans voodoo. Okay. I interviewed her last year. I think I'll reach out and ask for her to come back. You know, every time I see a new page about Azazel's comics, I rediscover something. This is beyond magical to me. I'm glad you feel that way. You know, some people have bought the comic, but I think a lot of people still don't like the price, which is fine. You know, I couldn't wait for it to hit, so I buy information. You know, I have no problem spending money on information. That's how I've built up so much, like, of a library these past 20 something years. You know, but people still want information for free, so it is what it is. I've had quite a few people inquire about the comic book. I give them a price, never hear from them again. That is funny to me. You know, that is absolutely funny. He set the price, not me, and it's still less than what he put it out for because it's now in PDF form. Okay, because you're not paying now for the actual book and the quality paper. You're not paying for that, and people still. Anyway, it is what it is. No. What do you think about Magic Wish paper? Farewell to the Flag. I haven't seen that name in a minute. How are you? What is Magic Wish paper? Are you talking about like Joss paper, rice paper? What which hell knows them? What are you talking about? I already bought both albums of Cosmic Comics, and I'm still learning the teachings through my experience. Great, because every single page has vital information on it. Every single page, nothing is wasted in that comic. He put out 30 years of information in a little over 100 pages. You know what I mean? So it is the information that I put out, and I'm not putting myself on the level of Bobby, Azazel, C. Freeman L, Delbert Blair, Phil Valentine. I'm not doing that. But what I am saying is the information that is put out is worth the money you would be paying for. You know what I mean? Speaking of Phil, there is Tom. Yes, remember I was talking about AI and how flawed it is. You never heard of the comics? No, they're not on Amazon. You had to buy them from him, but now I was able to, with the help of Brother Moore, I was able to convert it to PDF so you would get it from me. Brother Phil. Oh shit. I think I already had it up. All right, I'm gonna get to that next time. Let's see.
Into anything. It can only exist upon the surfaces that are created.
Damn it. Hold on.
And the idea
It started Phil Valentine, who I never show, said this about AI. Let's see. He says it around. Let's see.
Here about matter, idea is separated into 3%. To own kind of a master, automatically by people who are caught up in now, in order for him to get to the point where he can't see that, will overtake him and then rule him, which is the lot of those who are caught up in the world of the Kriploff. If you deal in the world of surfaces, then use the surface technology to try to penetrate that surface, the intelligence that you are trying to create, which is supposed to be what you are, will automatically, by it seeing you as imperfect, take you over. And you're now becoming dependent on what the intelligence that you created says, rather than the intelligence that's supposed to grow organically from within you and interface directly with you. Now you have a master rather than you being its master. So, no, they can't penetrate but so far, because the organ of penetration, the instrument, the technology is artificial. It's secondhand. It does not have the soul. It is a second and third order being. It is not a first order being, and only first order beings, which are the direct children of those from the higher Kefa, Bina, and Hukma, those three are already in the one, which is in you, and it is for you to task through whatever difficulty that is perceived by this body. That is the test, that you are the technology. And if you do anything outside, you are caught up in the world of Kriploff, which will keep you in the world of Kriploff, and you'll become a slave of the Kriploff. So no, the Caucasian will look very good with his light show. But when it comes back to understanding what it does, he'll go and study the yogis, he'll go and study all the heavy high shamans, but still won't get it. Still won't get it that he has to put his technology aside, leave the world of the shell, and come to the world of substance. Which is very difficult for him to do.
Very difficult for him to do. Y'all heard him. Very difficult for him to do. You know, so you get the theatrics, you get the aesthetics, you know, and you think that this is it, and it's not. Yeah. What's up, Sister Visa? Hey. All right. Thanks for joining me, y'all. I'm sorry I was late. Oh, two other books I want to mention. I've mentioned them before. The Rosicrucian Dream book by Pascal Beverly Randolph. And one of my favorites, as you can see by all the tabs that I have here. The Mystical Formula. Mystical Formula. Over 400 mantras. If you were ever to do one of the mantras for a retrograde, any of the planets, it's going to take you a minute. All right. Like, let's say Venus. You got to recite this mantra for Venus for 16,000 times within 21 days. All right. So you got to break it up. This one goes Om Naman Hathre Bhagavate Srimath Pushpa Danta Dirthan Karaya Ajitha Yaksha Mahakali Yakshi Sahithaya Om Krom Hrim Hra Shukra Mahagra Mama Dushtagra Roga Kashta Nivaranam Sarva Shanti Cha Kuru Kuru Hum Fat. 16,000 times within 21 days. Okay. So there's that. So if we were talking about Mercury retrograde, 14,000 times within 21 days. Or there's this one for 9,000 times within 21 days. This one's short. Om Brahm Brim Brahm Sa Budhaya Nama. You can do that one. All right. 9,000 times within 21 days. I will see y'all Friday. Enjoy the week. Friday's Halloween. Wow. Enjoy the week. Avoid the distractions, and I'm gonna continue this particular talk on Friday too. You know, yeah, I didn't get to a lot of the stuff I wanted to. That hour just goes by so quick, doesn't it? You know, dang, I like that version of the Dream Book. Is that available on Amazon? Which, the Rosicrucian? Are you talking about this one? This one's available on Amazon, y'all. The Rosicrucian Dream Book is available. Yeah. Child. Right. Enjoy your Samhain. Peace, everybody. I will see y'all as I greet you in peace, because I am the one and only, the only one. There's only one Magick LaCroix. Namaste. Peace and many blessings, y'all. I like that with the pumpkins, Nikki. I appreciate that. See you on Friday. Yes, the hour goes by fast. That's why I try to start at 3:30 instead of 4. But yeah, I'm out, y'all. Peace.